Welcome to Why Should I Invest? Developed by the International Collegiate Angels Network, or ICAN. At ICAN, we believe that campus-born ventures are today's most underappreciated asset class. Each podcast will spotlight a campus-born founder and the venture they're building. I'm going to ask the tough questions that investors would want to ask. I'm very delighted to be talking today to Mr. Marvin Lim, the CEO and founder of TheKitchenTable. TheKitchenTable offers affordable, personalized chef experiences to help everyone enjoy high-quality in-home dining. Marvin, tell us a little bit about yourself and TheKitchenTable.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing me into this podcast. Really honored. So a little bit about myself is back in 2018, I was selected out of 10,000 students to be an ambassador for my country, Malaysia, to be sent to Switzerland. So that was 2018. I was really honored and got the privilege to be an ambassador for my country. And then I went to Washington State back in 2019 to 2022. That was COVID time. People say COVID time was really boring. Everything was shut down, but I took that as an opportunity where I literally drove from Seattle to New York and did the entire circle. I drove for 3.5 months around the US. So everything was closed. Hotels was not open. Restaurants were not open. So I took that opportunity to travel because
Don't tell me you slept in your car.
And then there are some parts where I slept in my car to kind of save costs. So I'm an adventurous guy. And then after school, just because to save money, I slept in my car a few times. But then it was really fun. It was a really true experience where I really wanted to explore every state, and I pretty much did explore every state.
Good for you.
Yeah, and then 2022 to 2024, I was working 3 full-time jobs. I don't have time to cook. I don't really know what to cook. I'm not a really good chef, so I wanted to hire a private chef. So I went online to search how much does a private chef cost. It was like $150 to $200 per person here in Denver, Colorado. So I realized there's a gap that I could fill. So I went out to validate my idea by asking strangers about this whole idea. I interviewed chef, like, okay, this is what I want to do. Are you guys willing to come on board? What can I do better for you guys? And then that's how the kitchen tables form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. And certainly there is demand for in-home dining more and more. I see that that's something that people are doing. And certainly they're keeping DoorDash and other companies busy delivering food products to the home. So you mentioned that you're really growing. I mean, 30% month over month growth in revenue. You've had 615 users. I mean, can you update that data for us?
Yeah, as of today, right now, we have 700 and maybe 90 users so far that we serve. Out of these 790, we have 94% of them are really satisfied with our service.
Yeah. And tell us exactly how it works then. I mean, I'm just going to try to intuit it a little bit, but I'm interested in having an event catered at my home in some way. And rather than calling a traditional catering company to manage that, would look up a chef and bring and so tell us kind of how that connection happens and then what the chef does to facilitate the in-home dining.
Yeah, so here's what makes us very different from traditional private chef company, where traditionally you go to a private chef platform or you go up to a chef and say, hey, chef, how much do you charge per hour or how much does it cost minimum per person? Usually it's about $100, right? For us, we flip the script when we ask consumers, like such as yourself, what are you celebrating? How much is your budget? How many people are coming to this celebration event? What are your dietary restrictions? Then we match you up with the chef and they'll send you the menu. So we really ask you, what are you looking for and your budget that you want to spend, and we'll match you up with the perfect chef for your birthday party.
Yeah, and then all my costs are provided to me in advance, right?
Yep.
And so tell me, does the chef then come to the home and actually prepare the meal?
Yeah, so everything fits within your budget. So let's just say you have 10 people for a birthday party and your budget is maybe $500, right? $50 per head. So what includes in the $500 is the ingredients, cooking on site, and a cleanup. So everything will be included in the
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah. And so the chef does come to the home.
Yep, the chef will
Oh,
come to your
wow.
home, cook on site, give you
That
the
is
full
so cool.
experience, and
Yeah.
then clean up after.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that whole idea. So, how do you sign up the chefs then? How are you getting your chefs on board?
Yeah, initially we just did a background check, but right now we have a Michelin star chef here as my right hand man. So the way how we vet the chef is step one, you either is really exclusive where you have to be invited by someone I know through the platform. You have to really convince me why you want to join, and then go through a background check, and then I'll give you $50 for an in-person interview here in Colorado, where my Michelin star chef and I will come to your house. You cook in front of us based on that $50 budget, and then while cooking, we will ask you like 100 different questions so that we know you can give the full experience to customers. Cooking is one thing and talking to customers another, but we want both to combine and give the full experience to customers.
Wow, that's a thorough process. How are you going to scale that, do you think?
Yeah, so right now this is the process that we want to start. We want to have the standard up there, but as we scale, maybe we will do like a once a month thing where once a month, maybe 100 chef comes to this place or 50 chef, and then we'll cook and then we'll taste 50 chefs different style of cooking, their food, and then that one-to-one thing. So that's
Yeah.
somewhere down the line, but
Okay, so
right
you've
now we're
got that
setting up.
figured out. You're thinking about that. So you mentioned you have the five-star chef on your team. Tell me a little bit more about your team and the other folks that are running, operating this venture with you.
Yeah, so it's just me and my co-founder, a team of two.
Okay.
It it is a really small team and it's a lot of work for both of us, but we're hustling and we're grinding every single day. I don't think we've ever taken a day off. Even when we're sick, we're still working. But I do everything on the business side, and my co-founder does everything on the tech side, where he do all the web development. He maintains the website. Any bugs that comes in, he fixes that. And for me,
Yeah.
I'm the customer, the chef, the everything business side.
Right. Well, this is exciting. So tell us a little bit about your business model.
Yeah, so right now we take an 8% cut from every completed transaction, and then we plan to increase that to 10%, 12%, and slowly up to 20% along the ways. As more customers comes in, that's where we're gonna increase the service fee. Also, we'll be adding upsells like wine pairing, cooking classes somewhere down the line so that we can increase revenue per customer.
Right. And 700, you said like 790
Yeah,
customers, and you are
yeah,
averaging about 52 bucks per on a fee for each event. Is that correct?
that's correct. That's for now.
Okay, and that's pretty steady. That's been pretty steady. The $52 per event, kind of.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
pretty steady on average between about 50 to 52, but leaning towards the 52 side.
Right. And what is your current growth rate?
Yeah, we're growing 30% month over month now. And however, in May of this year, full transparency, that's a seasonal change. So in the traveling and the restaurant industry, January, May, and September, that's where the you will see a dip, right? So that's where consumers are not really going out. They're cooking much more at home. They're not spending so much on dining or
Right.
traveling. So
Right.
we have a seasonal dip three months in a year.
Right. And where are you located right now? I heard Denver. I mean, I suppose you're pretty much located where you are in Denver.
Yeah.
Do you have chefs in other cities?
Yeah, so I am physically here in Denver. We started off in Denver. Within the first month, we have chefs from over 11 different states that reached out to me from one LinkedIn post. And then from there, we quickly scaled to 11 different states. That's where how we started, but I scale it down right now. I'm focusing mainly in all of Colorado, all of Tennessee, Chicago, and Houston. So these are the four places that I'm really
Okay.
focusing on.
Why Houston?
Just because when we launch, we have a lot of traction and everything is just word of mouth, and I don't have to do any marketing. I don't have to do any sales. People are just coming into us.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Well, that works for me because I'm in Houston, so I appreciate that. I'll have to check out who the chefs are down here.
Yeah.
And you mentioned in here a number that I find to be very fascinating. There are 30 million celebrations each month in the United States. That's a lot of celebrating that we're doing here. That's
That is a lot.
birthdays, that's I don't know, Father's Day events, Mother's Day events, right?
Yep.
And so you want to be the go-to platform for people that want to have a joyous celebration.
Yep. That's true.
And tell us a little bit about the kinds of menus that you're providing. I mean, does it range across all the different culinary types?
Yeah, so the most important thing for us is to know any dietary restriction that you have. So, for
Okay.
example, if you're celebrating a birthday party, for example, I'm gonna take a real customer that I called yesterday. She's celebrating a 60th birthday party. She have 30 people. She have a few gluten-free, vegetarian, and vegan
Okay.
people who's in that 30 people.
Right.
And then so we need to understand that so that we can create a menu that fits into the regular eaters and the dietary restriction.
Wow. Yeah.
Every services that we've done is a complete brand new menu. We
Yeah.
don't have any repeat menus. Yeah. So everything is personalized to
Wow.
you and for your guest and just for your celebration.
And you've been able to scale that with just the two of you.
Yep. It's
That's
just a team of
amazing.
two.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how many chefs on the platform right now?
Right now we have an active 16 chef on the platform across different states,
Yeah.
mainly in Colorado.
Right. And you are currently seeking capital to grow the company. I have some notes here in front of me that indicate you're seeking 500,000 to $1 million on this round.
Yep, we are.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit how you would use that capital?
Yeah, so we're seeking $1 million so that we can hire really good people to scale that. We want to be able to hire about 3 to 5 software developers and mobile app developers because we want to launch our app as soon as possible. Customers has been asking us for that, but it's just a lot of bandwidth for us to code it out and launch the mobile app. So that's one side. Next is I want to be able to hire 2 salesperson to duplicate what I'm doing right now to find more customers.
Right.
So we have a process, and the process has been going really well. So I know what works and what's not working. A little bit of that will be spent on marketing budgets such as ads or giving free trials to customers or apartment buildings so that they can experience it. And the thing that we've seen is once we give them one free experience, they have been coming back sometimes twice a month.
Right. And I do see that you've got some very significant partnerships that you've developed with Airbnbs and others. Tell us a little bit about how that's going.
Yeah, so initially when we started off, we were like, oh, we want this to be available to everyone. In other word, everyone means no one. So we went out to validate our idea, validate our process, went door to door, cold calling, emailing to figure out who is the best ICP where we can target. So here's what we realized that number one, we target with luxurious apartment building, such as in Houston, the one that we partner is called Crimson Living. It's by the Gulch, opposite of the Gulch Mall. So that's one we partner. We give them one free trial, and they have been coming back twice a month or at least once a month. Right? So that's luxurious apartment building. They have our chef as an extra amenity. The experience is there. They open it up to all residents, so 100 residents come to enjoy really good food. Second partnership with a property management company, such as the ones that is handling a lot of Airbnb short-term rentals. Because as the guest goes to Breckenridge, for example, they have 15 people, 20 people in the house. They don't really want to do delivery. You can't just go to a restaurant and say, hey, I have 20 people. I want to reserve a spot. They definitely don't want to cook because they're on vacation. So what they do is they come to us and they hire a private chef.
Yeah, that's amazing. What other kinds of partnerships are you developing?
And for the chef side, we partner with Shamrock and Restaurant Depot to help reduce the cost of ingredients for chef. So that way, it's more profitable for both the chef and us. It's just that retail price really helps us a lot.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're really, really active in developing some significant partnerships. And So we're running out of time. So I just want to give us a little bit more insight into your unique value proposition.
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, what we are the only platform in the US that asks the consumer how much do you want to spend and then we match you up compared to like
Right.
the largest platform out there is called Take a Chef. You go standard $150 per person. That's
I see.
really, really expensive for
Very
the
stand.
majority of
Very.
Americans.
So they have a standard for you, more customized,
Yes.
more bespoke
Yes.
opportunity. It's very interesting. So the name of my show is "Why Should I Invest?" So Marvin, this is your opportunity. Why should I invest in the kitchen table?
Yeah, so when you invest in the kitchen table, you're not just investing in the company or us, you're helping millions of chefs out there to, get their brand out there to earn a better living. Little did you know that chef works about 6, 7 days a week, 10 hours in the kitchen, and they get really low pay. But for us, when they come to the platform, their pay increases by 3 to 5 times of their average salary back in the restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, you hear about Gordon Ramsay, you hear a lot about the executive chef, the really famous one. But what about the rest of them? That is the 10 chef as a line cook, as a sous chef that is helping run that kitchen. They don't have the opportunity to build their own brand and serve clients that way, right? So this is the platform that is building for them and for consumers not to sell a kidney just to have a private chef. So that's where you'll be investing in.
Fascinating story. Your passion comes through. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, there are a few ways to get in touch with me. You can either email me at marvin.lim@tkt-eats.com or text me, call me at 509-992-8838. I will answer any phone call and text messages as long as I'm awake to I'm sleeping. That's my working hours, nonstop.
Okay. And how much
Or
sleep are you getting these days?
Well, it really varies. Sometimes 4 hours,
Okay.
sometimes at most 7 hours.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. Well, we're delighted to have you as a guest on the show, Marvin Lim. Marvin Lim, the founder and CEO of the Kitchen Table. It's been a fascinating discussion. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is really fun.
I'm glad you said that. For more information about how you can get involved in the ICAN mission, please contact me directly via email at tomdenning@icanhub.net.